If you had the ability to instantly give any person an orgasm, simply by pointing your hand at them like a finger gun and saying pew, how would you wield this power?
Assuming all the orgasm ever needs to do is see and hear the finger guns, I'm getting on TV. Oh hey, local TV station, your viewers are about to have an awesome day. It starts small, but quickly spreads to regional and then national affiliates as the footage is linked to a spike in ER visits from elderly citizens with heart conditions. By the end of the week, my first fingerbang is the highest viewed video on Pornhub. CNN runs a story warning of the danger of such power and questions whether I am a friend or foe. I spent some time on the run from the same scientists that sought ET for a time back in the 80s. I'm careful with my power now, but now and again I have to fingerbang someone into submission just to escape. My exile from the real world is made worse when trolls across the internet use my first newscast as a new kind of rickroll. uBlock Origin creates a specialized widget that censors my finger blasting so that offices and schools can return to some kind of normalcy. A public health crisis is declared. Desperate for peace, I fingerblast myself. The euphoria lasts for 30 minutes.
69 years have passed since the coming. You lie in your deathbed, frail and weak. You've resisted the temptation for decades, knowing the world could not handle it again. Few alive remember it happening. The coming has fallen to nothing more than a poop-tea, recurring joke on the newest online inter-cyber-galactic univernet forum. You decide it's time. Whether the world had become ready in the last 7 decades or not, it was something you've always wanted, needed to do. With your last dying breath, you ask NurseBot to record a video of you and put it online. Pew pew.
We should call it The Great Coming.
I'd pull a Tobey Maguire on a crowded street.
You have to do the full dance routine or else I'm gonna be pissed.
Just dancing down the street while all the passers-by collapse onto the ground around him.
IDKY, but the phrase, pull a Tobey Maguire, sounds like public masturbation to me.
With total irresponsibility.
I would be a nuisance. The military would be after me in hours.
But then you just point at the soldier, go, pew, and then he has come and may be less hostile.
That post-nut clarity is powerful.
Clarification: do I need to be physically near the person or are we working with Death Note rules, and I can do so just by seeing someone on TV? Because if it's the latter, the next Olympics is gonna be hilariously entertaining.
Ryek, the orgasm god.
Little Death Note.
Any sporting event really. Here's the wind up and the pitch. Okay, the pitcher seems to have launched it into the visiting dugout, but I think the batter may have swung anyway? We'll wait until the ump gets off the ground for a ruling.
Point to myself.
Pew pew.
Zoop pew.
Who's got 2 fingers and gonna get orgasm? This guy.
My new greeting is the double finger gun and a pew pew pew.
Hey Dad, long time no see.
Hold up.
I'm gonna make it fun to go to the opera again.
I would so wear those one-eyed spectacles to immerse myself.
Rob a bank and immediately neutralize the guards and tellers. Pew pew pew.
Be a vigilante and stop bank robbers with orgasm overload.
Munchkin the heck out of the power. Figure out if the finger guns and verbal spell casting are a necessary part of the power or just psychosomatic. See if it works long distance aiming with binoculars through windows or walls. Find out if it works with gloves, mittens on, or with glasses, sunglasses, goggles on. See if it works while watching someone on television, live and taped. If it works cross-time with people who were taped, see if it works at movies. See if it works over the radio. And since vigilantism doesn't pay well, get hired at a sex therapy clinic for people who can't get off. Or join the SWAT team and reduce the use of force incidents.
Also, find out if it works on still pictures. Get a few images of the world, perhaps the late 90s, and try it on a planetary scale. If it works, you probably just started quite a few multi-billion-dollar studies. as almost every nation tries to figure out how an event like that could have happened to every single adult in an instant, with no apparent trigger. The first theories would likely be that of some sort of timed bioweapon test, released into the atmosphere, albeit a strange one. Then the religions would start trying to explain things, and more would start popping up. Depending on the severity of the global reaction, it may start wars. More repressed countries, especially the Middle East, might very well start a few versus whoever they blame. Perhaps some small-scale testing first though, yeah. Also, discover if it has to be you that triggers the effect, live, or if it can be a recording. If it can be, does it have to include video, or just audio? If it's video, can you set an image in front of the screen, and trigger it that way? If so, you could potentially lock down the world, or a few individuals, with orgasms, just by playing it on repeat. If that video were to get released online, well, that's a recipe for global chaos. Additional thoughts: does the affect have travel time, or is it instant? How large is the area of affect, or the range? Could you, perhaps, accidentally trigger it on an alien world without knowing it? Can you control duration? If you could, and all of the above are possible, you could set up an automated instant interplanetary communication system, though it would require a biological component, a person. By triggering short bursts of climax, you could set up an interplanetary orgasm telegraph, short and long bursts, using Morse code, versus an operator that receives messages transmitted via automated systems through the use of recording of the finger gun, pew, aimed at specific predetermined points in space. It would be slow, but FTL communication would be worth it. I also imagine you would have any number of people volunteering for the position. Also, yes, I am this bored that I put that much thought into it.
So anyways, I start blastin'.
I would say, hands up or have an orgasm. They'd be confused and I'd repeat the line again, and if they didn't put their hands up I'd give them an orgasm.
Are you some kind of nutter?
Not as much as you're about to be, pew.
The coronavirus pandemic would be the least of the world's concerns.
And if I know Reddit, Danny DeVito would be flopping around like a fish out of water. Skeet 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 skeet.
Anyway, I started blasting.
When I'm in a heated confrontation with someone, I'll just use it and I'll instantly be at an advantage. Either that or I'll be forced to use it if I struggle in the bedroom.
That took a depressing turn.
Pew.
Anytime a cop pulls me over, of course. Sir, do you know why I pulled you over? No sir, not at all, points. Well you. I don't either, you can go now, quickly runs to his car.
The cop will shoot you for making a finger gun.
I guess he'll be emptying 2 loads at the same time then.
I love Reddit.
I'd go to as many sporting events as possible, bet on the underdog and cause the other team to lose at every possible chance of scoring.
Horse racing would be a lot more fun to watch.
Fun.
I would go to every political rally I could laughing face.
As well as speeches and press conferences.
I would dress as my favorite hero, Orgasmo, and make a makeshift arm cannon similar to Mega Man and call it the Orgasm Ray.
To the Orgasmobile. The what? My Buick Century.
Look out Walmart.
I'd use it to condition people to be aroused by inanimate objects. Every time my enemy went to the fridge, pew pew. Guy cuts me off in traffic and now every time a car honks he gets turned on.
Refrigerator. Orgasm. Cut off in traffic. Coming. Driving past a cemetery. Go for it. Hotel. Trivago.
I'd probably make a YouTube video that's just a quick 15 seconds of me pointing right at the camera and letting out a rapid fire pew 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 pew, and then post the video Rick-roll style so that anyone thinking they're going to open up a relevant link is treated to an wholly unexpected and more than likely inconvenient orgasm. Once that catches on, my work is done, although I'll still use my powers for good, and I'm going to enjoy seeing people on trains, in meetings, at events, and wherever on their phones and then suddenly sloshing their shorts because of my jizz roll video. As the years go by, the jizz roll will become more and more ubiquitous in society, and I'm sure many a folk will take the necessary precautions to splat-proof their nether garments with rubber undies or quick-release valves. I mean, surely it won't just be the boys constantly creaming their cargoes. Surely the ladies will be super soaking their sliz snugglers and need to wear some manner of sex-grade diaper, or possibly just go full skirt and let the drips drops where they may. Yes, the world at large will be hot and humid with the musk of human sexual excretion. Unlike the Rick roll, the jizz roll will turn into something you want to sit though each and every time, and the negative stigma of openly slinging goo or gushing drool will be gone. Thanks to me, the world will be in a near-constant state of blissful relief and post-nut clarity. I suspect the world will make huge strides in technological advancements, as well as find unity among races and religions. Civil strife will be a thing of the past when you watch a jizz roll and let your stuff blast. Oh sure, even in my old age, people will want my celebrity for personal hire. Some may call them masochists, but I see these elites rich enough to afford an in-person pewing as just regular folk trying to ascend to a sexual nirvana. I'd pin them against the wall, or they would do so themselves, as their legs won't be doing them much good for much long, as I relentlessly pew them into oblivion. I'd pew them stupid if that's what they want. I'd pew them until their genitals are tender and throbbing from overuse, bright red like a piece of steel hammered hot by a master blacksmith. As they sit there, blathering incoherently, giggling and lost on a different plane of conscious existence, I'll shoot 'em one more pew for the road. If they die, they die. That's what I was hired for, and that's the power I've been blessed with.
Shoot myself in the mirror.
I would keep the power a secret until I saw my wife have an exceptionally hard day. I'd make her dinner, something new, and on her first bite pew pew. Then, after dinner I'd run her a bath and use those relaxing eye cover things that girls like, play some soft music, pew pew. Then I'd give her a massage. Feet first, pew pew. Then her shoulders, pew pew. Then after that offer her a glass of wine, and after we've inevitably drank half a bottle each, we'd move to the bedroom, and once she lays down I'd give her a double pew pew. At that point she'd be relaxed, exhausted, and pass out. Then I could finally make some progress in BioShock on the Switch.
How hard do you reckon it is to become the Pope? No matter what, it would be worth it to walk out onto that balcony and address the masses with a single pew.
Open my business where people pay me for orgasm. And then I will monopolize orgasms in the whole world. If someone stands on my way, he will come. Then I will dance something like this link to YouTube for my customers who will buy orgasm with cashback, yeah.